Hello and a warm welcome to Federal special program Capital Beat. Tirupati is in the headlines for some very wrong reasons. Now, what has happened is that the Tirupati laddus or the prasadam have become a center of controversy because a lab report has revealed that the ingredients of the Tirupati laddu had things like beef tallow, lard, and fish oil. And in fact, Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister N. Chandrababu Naidu has claimed that this was done at the behest of YSRCP government, which was headed by Jagan Mohan Reddy at that time. So now the big question is that what is this controversy all about? Is this report by CAF, which is a lab in Gujarat, how far is it true? And can we really establish that these laddus were adulterated? All this and much more. Now, joining me now is Mr. Anam Reddy, who's a TDP leader, and he was the one to leak the report, the lab report. Thank you so much, Mr. Reddy, for joining. We have Mr. Papa Rao, independent journalist, joining us. Thank you so much. And we have Sriraj Nair, who's the spokesperson for the Vishwa Hindu Parishad. Thank you so much for joining, Sriraj. And I'll begin with Mr. Anam Reddy. That Mr. Reddy, is this report really correct? Because all of a sudden, this controversy around Tirupati laddus, was this controversy actually growing in the previous years and media didn't take too much of notice? And the biggest question, what is the guarantee that this report is absolutely precise and correct?
Yeah, ma'am. See, over the last, I think after COVID, as you all know, that the temple was closed during COVID. I think more than a year the temple was closed and no pilgrims were allowed. And it is after the temple was opened after the COVID issue. And it's been from that time that there have been numerous complaints on the edibility of the laddu and, foul smell emanating. And generally, if you go to Tirumala, once you enter Tirumala into the temple, the smell of ghee prevails. Everywhere, your nostrils will be filled with the smell of ghee, a fresh ghee. And until you come out, that smell just intoxicates you, the smell of that ghee. So there have been numerous complaints, not only on the laddu, it's also on the annaprasadam or the feeding of the pilgrims, which takes place throughout the 24 hours of the day. Is there numerous hundreds of complaints? And let me tell you, these complaints didn't go to some official. They have flooded the social media. People going in, eating the food there, recording a video, saying the food is bad, just leaving the food and coming out. See, you should all understand that when you go to Tirumala and you eat, it is like the food has been blessed by the Lord Govinda himself. So, it is something, it's an emotional connect. So you go there, whether you're rich, poor, or it doesn't matter, but you will 100% go and have food and come, because it is the food of the Lord. That is the sentiment that we attach all over. I mean, there is no, I won't describe that it's from AP. It's a global thing. It is not even just a Indian concept. So with all these complaints, there was a committee which was put by Chandrababu Naidu as soon as he became, as the NDA government came into the picture, to get into the actual crux of it. Why are we getting so many complaints on food? Why on the laddu part? What is happening? And who are these people who are put? Highly eminent people. D. Surendranath, he is a retired principal secretary. And Swarnalata Garu, Madam Swarnalata, she is a senior professor from Telangana in the veterinary department, in the veterinary college or the university there. So when these people went in and then went through the whole process, the committee went in and they started suspecting that the ingredients themselves were at fault. It is then that this testing started happening on their recommendation. And when these samples were sent, to which lab were these samples sent? They were not sent to some lab in Tirupati or some lab in Chennai or maybe Bangalore, which is very much nearer. It makes sense to send a sample from Tirupati to Chennai, because Chennai is only 2 hours away from Tirupati. But no, we have sent it to NDDB, National Dairy Development Board, which is an autonomous body under the central government. It is an autonomous body, and their lab is ranked as the #1 lab in the country. And from my sources is not only the country, it is the number one lab in Southeast Asia. That is the reputation, and it's in Anand. It's in Anand, Gujarat, which is the birthplace of the milk revolution. As we all know that Amul started its journey from Anand in Gujarat, and today Amul is an example for the world as to how a cooperative can thrive.
No, but
So,
Reddy,
yeah,
Mr. Reddy, all that is fine that it was sent to the best lab in the country. But the point is that
yeah.
when Mr. Chandrababu Naidu was in the opposition, he never raised this issue. And as soon as he came to
Man, let me cut you off there. We have raised this issue 1,000 million times, not once or twice. I have gone on record at least 10 press meets of mine where I have directly accused Jagan Mohan Reddy of tampering with the working of the temple, as they all say that it is an autonomous body. No, it was not an autonomous body. Tirumala TTD board is supposed to be autonomous, and the government has no interference in it. That was all nonsense. That is only for public consumption. The TTD board for the last 5 years
you,
has been controlled by the Jagan Mohan Reddy family.
Reddy, Mr. Reddy, so you believe that this adulteration of the ghee which was used for making the laddus, this was being done at the behest of Jagan Mohan Reddy? Is that what
I
you're
won't say
saying?
that. No, my point is very simple. My point is that for 1 liter, for 1 kg of ghee at 230 rupees, it is absolutely impossible to supply ghee at that rate, because a kg of cow ghee. Now, cow ghee is more expensive than buffalo ghee because cow ghee has lesser fat than fat content than a buffalo ghee. So you need 30 liters of milk to get 1 kg of cow ghee, which is supposed to be pure if it's unadulterated. My point is very simple. By putting your own people and your only family members in TTD board, who's responsible finally at the end of the day? It is the chief minister who was then, that was Jagan Mohan Reddy. So, and why was the contractors changed? Now, we had given the contract to whom? The Karnataka Milk Federation was the one who was doing it. Karnataka Milk Federation is a government of Karnataka cooperative which is working. And their ghee, Nandini, is famous in Karnataka. And my point is, why was it removed once the tender was done? We generally, every government used to accommodate Nandini ghee because Nandini is known for its purity and quality. It's known for its, and it's been used in Tirumala for eons. It is not yesterday or today that they've come. They've been there for years. And let me tell you one thing. Even I am ashamed that our state government milk federation, we are not supplying ghee to Tirumala. It is the Karnataka government. We should appreciate the Karnataka government for coming forward and doing it at a loss. They're not making profit. They're doing it as a service to the Lord. And that is an appreciation of the Karnataka government and to the Milk Federation.
Okay, okay,
So,
Mr. Reddy. Now,
yeah.
just hold your thoughts. Hold your thoughts. I'll come to you. Now, I'll come to Mr. Paparao. Mr. Paparao, what do you make of this particular controversy? Now, has this been done deliberately? Was this controversy growing over the years? As Mr. Reddy said, that no, we've raised this issue many times, and perhaps nobody paid heed to the fact that these laddus were made of ghee which was adulterated. What do you see? I mean, how do you see this controversy as an independent journalist?
Mr. Reddy is first-hand expert in that, it seems, and that is why I cannot directly go on and contradict him. It is not so easy to contradict him because the version he is presenting is so coherent. And he is the man who leaked this report and all. And here I have some questions for Mr. Reddy so that the things can be better clarified.
Yes.
One is
Yes.
not just generally, because you are the
No,
man
no problem, sir. I'm ready to answer anything, sir.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
who is in the know of the things. And one thing is here, Jagan Mohan Reddy has come on TV now. He gave a small
Yes.
he took a small press meet, and he's saying that while his government is in power, it is 18 times that these ingredients were rejected. 18 times tests were being done and ingredients were being rejected. And when Chandrababu Naidu is there for 5 years, it is only 14 times. So means relatively we are doing better than Chandrababu in rejecting things whichever are not good. That is one thing he is saying. This cannot be a wrong data. because he's coming on in public and he is saying this openly. So then, if there is a collusion or whatever it might be with the ingredients providers or whatever it might be, this rejection thing, the thing doesn't crop up so much. 18 times rejecting, it doesn't crop up because you are colluding with somebody. You will let him continue with that. Is a quid pro quo sort of whatever it might be. That is one thing. Second thing, they are now going to they moved a lunch petition in the High Court. Subba Reddy went to High Court and he moved a lunch petition immediately. The moment the things began to go to the public, he moved a lunch petition, and that lunch petition is going to come for trial on what is that, Wednesday? Coming Wednesday, it is going to come on trial. How can they dare so much to go to court and ask for one thing, please? Ask for
I'll complete
independent
to speak. Yes.
Sitting judge's inquiry. They're asking for the inquiry by a sitting judge or the High Court committee. So this is not such an easy thing. They will be cornered totally if they are at wrong. That is second thing. Third thing is that they are also asking Prime Minister and the Supreme Court Chief Justice Jagan Mohan Reddy saying, I am going to move the matter to Prime Minister and Supreme Court Chief Justice also to look into this. So many things they are trying to open up the matter so much. They are not trying to hush or silent the matter. If they are at wrong, they should try to silent the matter, put it under the carpet and let it go silently, let it die silently. But they are trying to make it a bigger issue. They are making it a bigger issue. So if they are wrong, the issue will blow up in their face. So these are some of the few questions I have right now.
Yes, Mr. Reddy, you would like to respond, and then I'll go to Sriraj.
Yeah. See, sir, like you said, the favorite strategy of YCP is to go to court whenever they're cornered. We have seen it in the Vivekananda Reddy murder case. We have seen it in so many instances. We have seen it in the Pink Diamond case where they alleged that Chandrababu Naidu stole the pink diamond from Tirumala, kept it in his bedroom. The same Y.V. Subba Reddy that you are talking of, the same and the other MP, Y.V. Subba Reddy, came on record, said the pink diamond has been stolen from Tirumala, then went to court, got a gag order on that. Then all this, see, my point is that, see, going to court, see, YCP is in such a terrible situation today because of this fiasco that they have committed. They have no face value, and the only the other alternative that they have is to go to court. Fine, we welcome it. In fact, we're happy that they've gone to court. We're not scared. See, we have come on record. We have given reports from National Dairy Development Board. The court can call this NDDB people from there, and they can grill them, get the truth out. In fact, we will be very, very, very happy if a sitting judge inquiry is put, and they go into everything, because somebody has to bell the cat in Tirumala. This cannot go on any longer.
That's
irrespective
fine.
of the government. One sec, ma'am. Irrespective of the government, yeah.
Of course, you're right that the truth should come out, and it does affect the sentiments of the Hindus. I do agree with that. But why should we not take this report at the face value? Because I was speaking to a few people in the morning who said that, this lab report is not on the letterhead. The annexures are labeled and numbered differently. So this report could also be a false report. Why should we
Madam,
be
it is on the letterhead. It is on the letterhead. Who said it is not on the letterhead? This is a blown up copy. This is very much on the letterhead. And I will tell you, and let me show you the annexure. Okay, you are saying this is not in the annexure. I agree. But today's press meet, the executive officer, who is a madam. Ma'am.
Mr. Reddy, can you hold the annexure and show it to the viewers so that we can see it? Because the numbering is not done properly. What I'm asking you, I need viewers
a serial number sort of thing.
Yes. So if you can show the annexures separately, it will be good. Yes.
It is with the reference number. It is with the reference number. If you see that the reference number here, it tallies with the reference number of the report. Okay. And a senior most IAS officer, Mr. Shamal Rao, who is the present EVO of Tirumala, has gone on record and said that these certificates are genuine, that they have been sent to Tirumala from the lab. So when a senior IAS officer, Mr. Shamal Rao, who has around 30-35 years experience as an IAS officer, He is not going to come on record and say that all these documents are nonsense. Come on, man. They're IAS officers, not some ward secretaries who work for some political party. They don't work for the TDP or YCP. They're the Indian Administrative Service and a very senior guy. He has confirmed in his press meet today that these documents are authentic, that they have been received by TTD, that he has released them, that he is the one who has released these documents. So, if he has come on record, that means he can be jailed tomorrow. He can be jailed tomorrow for this. This is not a small issue. You know, you're talking about the holiest shrine in the country.
One minute, Mr. Reddy, Paparao wants to make a point. Yes, Paparao.
Yeah, just one question, sir. Because you're saying that IAS officer is neutral. He's not either on the side of YCP or on the side of TDP. But there is a lot of talk about abuse of power in YCP government. That is what TDP is saying. Our entire administration was totally became a handmaiden tool in the hands of the YCP.
Not an IAS officer, sir.
So then, no, I am not suspecting anybody, particularly Shamal Rao or whatever. That is not what I am talking. An IAS officer can be also a stooge. IAS officer can be also a stooge. Sometimes it also is happening here. Everywhere it is happening. So IIS, that is why they are saying IIS. IIS sort of IIS means sir, yes. That is what IAS are. Some IAS people.
Paparao, one quick question before I go to Sriraj. One quick question to you, Mr. Paparao.
Why should we believe just because Shamal Rao or somebody, an IAS officer came, he is in the seat of power. Why should we trust?
So, ma'am, can I respond to that? Can I respond to that? Quick.
Could you read out the sir, Reddy Garu, sir, please, one thing. Could you read out the serial number or whatever it may be in the report and on the annexure also? On the report morning there is some.
Yeah, it is 23654 sir. I was the one who released it. So 23654 and 23655. The two numbers, and you will have the numbers on both the annexures of both the reports. And if you want, we have another 3 more reports which we are willing to share, sir. We have no issues on that.
No,
we have released only 2. We have another 3 with us. We will release another 3 more reports.
Mr. Reddy, now my question to Paparao.
Morning. Oh, please. Morning, I am in the same debate in a Hindi version of it. I learned that somebody pointed out that the annexure has one number and the report has another number. How come this?
No, it's wrong, sir. It's wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong. If you want, Paparao Garu, I can share the reports with you, Mr. Paparao Garu. I can share them with you. You can have a look. Just message me on WhatsApp. I'll send it.
All right. Now, Mr. Paparao, one quick question and then I'll come to Sriraj. That, what is the kind of politics which you see here? Because many people are saying that, Chandrababu Naidu is taking help of the center and the Modi government to wipe out Jagan Mohan Reddy. Can't this be a case of political vendetta as well? Of course, let's keep aside the Tirupati controversy, the laddu controversy. If something has gone wrong, we need to investigate that. But how much of it would you attribute it to the political vendetta as far as the Naidu government is concerned? Yes.
I don't think it is. It is going all through. If it is political vendetta, it is not just this thing. There are many other things that are happening from the release of the white papers to this day. If it has to be called political vendetta, that is one way of looking at it. The other way of looking at it is setting the things right. So these two versions can be there. It depends upon as you go by. There are 4 more years to go. As you go by, we can assess whether this is a vendetta or whatever it may be. It takes time, but right now it looks depends on what way we are looking at.
Paparao, you cannot discount political vendetta, right? As an independent journalist.
Ma'am, can I?
Mr. Reddy, now Sriraj. Let's
come
to Sriraj. He's been waiting for a long time. Then I'll come to you.
Fine.
Yes,
No problem, ma'am.
Mr. Sriraj, now what is VHP's stand on this and how are you planning to tackle with this controversy?
Well, first of all, I've come very late. Hindus across the world are disturbed by this sad news. It is definitely playing with the astha of crores and crores of Hindus living across the world, because we all know Tirupati shrine is visited by Hindus irrespective of their geographical location where they stay. Now, and this is now we are of the firm belief there should, because this temple has been because all the temples in Bharat are governed by the government agencies, and this is the reason political people come in power, who are there in power, they appoint their people. And we all know YSR party, they have been they are converts, and we firmly believe one Hindu converted is not one Hindu less, but an enemy more. Here, we all know the kind of conversion spree they started in Andhra Pradesh, especially Kadapa, Anantapur, and all. Thousands and thousands of people were converted. They've been bought Roger Federer and all. Mr. Reddy can definitely say something on that also. So this is definitely a larger campaign against Hindu Dharma, and we want criminal complaints to be filed against the people who are at the helm of affairs during this time. As Reddy rightly said, 1 year the temple was closed. Why was the contract changed from Nandini to some other fly-by-night operator? And NDDB is a very respected organization started by Dr. Kurian himself. So the reports are definitely genuine. A criminal conspiracy has been hatched, and all those people who are behind this conspiracy should be arrested, and there should be strict punishment after life. They should be sentenced for life, because this is playing with the Hindu sentiment. Imagine somebody putting in a iftar party. What would have been happened?
Sriraj, demanding an investigation and lodging a complaint as a criminal conspiracy, all that is fine. But why should we not believe it as some kind of a political campaign to polarize the voters again ahead of the Vidhan Sabha elections in Haryana, in Maharashtra? Because all these months, all these years, we've just been hearing from the BJP, from the RSS, from organizations like yours, Hindu khatre mein hai. And these Hindu voters, which had got split in 2024 elections, why should we not believe that to consolidate those Hindu voters, this again looks like a political conspiracy? I'm not saying, I'm going to correct myself, I'm not saying that the investigation should not be done in the Tirupati Laddu case. There should be an investigation. But why should I not take it as a political campaign as well ahead of the Vidhan Sabha elections across this country? Yes, Sriraj.
So this has nothing to do with politics. Now the Lok Sabha elections are over. This is the third time where Mr. Modi ji is back in power. They got 240 seats together, all the political parties.
Even Ram Temple had nothing to do with politics. Ram Temple inauguration, remember that, before the 2024 elections, it had nothing to do with politics. But then again, yes.
See, opposition parties have been always, anti-Hindu, especially the Congress and YSR, as I said, because of their own background, which I said before. There is nothing to do with politics or electoral politics or the state elections in Haryana or Maharashtra. In Andhra Pradesh, there are no elections. On Andhra Pradesh, the elections are over, and Mr. Chandrababu is the CM. So this, and I don't think it can create any kind of help to the Haryana.
No, Tirupati does have Sriraj, Tirupati does have a global. I'll come to you. No, Sriraj, what I want to ask you is that Tirupati has a global appeal. Now, whether a voter is sitting in Haryana or in Maharashtra or in UP, every person goes to Tirupati, to pay their respect, to pay their obeisance to Lord Tirumala.
Exactly.
Why should we just assume that no, it is a phenomena or it is a conspiracy?
Can I answer that on behalf of you?
Mr. Reddy has got all the reports. Mr. Reddy is carrying all the reports. The reports are genuine. And why are these people fearing investigation? If there is nothing, there was no wrongdoing which has happened, why to worry? But this report says something else, and the investigations has to be there, and all those behind this conspiracy for years together, there has been deliberate attempts to settle Christians in Tirumala mountain, that hill area. There has been a conversion mafia working in entire Andhra Pradesh. There is a larger conspiracy, and there is a lot of money being pumped for converting poor gullible Hindus. So this is all a larger controversy, a larger conspiracy. This has nothing. This has nothing to do with electoral politics.
You are saying that there is a larger controversy because conspiracy because there have been conversion bids. Now, Papa Rao, you would like to respond to what Sriraj has said?
Yeah, it is. Why these people are against inquiry, he is saying. I don't think they are against inquiry. They are asking for inquiry, in fact. They are asking for High Court, Supreme Court, High Court, sitting High Court judges inquiry or else the High Court committee's inquiry. That is one thing, and they are saying that they will move the Supreme Court Chief Justice also and Prime Minister also. They are not saying they are against inquiry. We can only, because already they have gone to court. Because already they have gone to court. If only we are politically motivated, we are say they are anti-inquiry. Because they are already gone to court, and court has put the case on Wednesday for hearing. So we cannot say that they are against the inquiry. They have moved to the court. Maybe they are right or wrong, that the court will decide.
Sir, ma'am, can I answer after?
Thank you, Mr. Reddy. I'm coming to you after this.
So Mr. Sriya saying that it is their anti-inquiry is wrong. They are totally asking for inquiry. They are asking for inquiry. The version of Reddy Garu is that they are asking for inquiry as a ploy. That is their common routine behavior. They ask for inquiry in everything. That is what he is saying. But our Srirajji is saying that they are anti-inquiry. They don't want inquiry at all. No, they want inquiry. Maybe a ploy or whatever it may be. They want an inquiry. Already they moved the court, and court put the case on to Wednesday, coming Wednesday as a for hearing.
All right. Now let me come to Mr. Reddy. Mr. Reddy, now there is another angle to this entire story, and that is of phasing out Nandini and bringing in some other milk producer. Now the lab report comes from Gujarat. What we saw during Karnataka elections, that there was a bid to phase out Nandini from Karnataka also and bring in Amul. Now, what about this angle having been played? Is there a game, something like that, to bring in Amul over there? And that is why this controversy has been raked up. Again, I'm trying to correct myself. I am not saying that the adulteration has not happened, but I'm
I'm ready to answer. There's a reason why I asked.
Listen to me. I am looking at the reasons which go beyond this point. And these reasons could be political. They could be to sideline Jagan Mohan Reddy. They could be to sideline Nandini. There could be many reasons. And why should we not take this with a pinch of salt? Yes, Mr.
Ma'am,
Reddy.
it's a beautiful question you asked, and it has really skipped my mind. And you woke me up on this. Ma'am, the Amul was given, Amul was already entered our state. And our ex-chief minister, Mr. Jagan Mohan Reddy, was gracious enough to hand over half of the milk collection in Andhra Pradesh to Amul. So, when Jagan Mohan Reddy has such great love for Amul, in the last 5 years, I think Chittur, Gittur, almost 3-4 major dairies in AP have been handed over to Amul, lock, stock and barrel, which we had opposed. We said that our local cooperatives should be given the chance and not Amul. So, we opposed the entry of Amul into Andhra Pradesh. So now Jagan Mohan Reddy says that same Amul NDDB.
You opposed at that time, Mr. Reddy. You opposed at that time when you were in the opposition. Now, as the chief minister, Mr. Naidu might be wanting to bring in Amul.
No, Mr. Naidu was the one who went forward and said, yes, we have to bring back Nandini. Nandini is back. Nandini is already supplying ghee to Tirumala now. Already the order has been given, the supply is started. So where is the question of us supporting Amul?
No, just a moment. Mr. Papa Rao, do you see this as a dispute which is related to the milk producers as well? Because there's a huge angle to it. Lakhs and tons of kilos of milk is, sent and supplied for making the laddus. So has it got to do something with the dispute of the milk producers?
I can say there is much that can be said on both sides, because even Nandini and the Karnataka government are supplying it on loss.
Yes.
They won't compete to supply on loss. That is what I believe, that it is being supplied on loss. There is no doubt in it. There is no doubt.
I would like to object to that, Papa Guru. Maybe you're not aware, but the amount of profit that Nandini ghee makes by sales in Karnataka, by projecting that they are supplying ghee to Tirumala, is 10 times the loss.
No, that is what I'm saying. They are supplying to TTD for loss. That is what you told me.
What my point is that they're making 10 times the profit by the sale of ghee in Karnataka. Though they are losing in Tirumala, they are gaining in Karnataka.
No, now the issue is about TTD and supply of ghee to TTD, not about Karnataka sale of the marketing and Karnataka area sales. I am talking about Nandini sales in TTD. Nandini is supplying, Nandini or Karnataka government, whatever it may be, they are supplying for loss, you said, in the first round. So when they are supplying for loss, other competitors won't enter, because all of them have to compete for taking up the losses.
So, Papa Rao, this angle also cannot be disputed. One is of political weight. The other point, of course, is a dispute between the milk producers. And Papa Rao, I'm asking you, can this be discounted?
No, we cannot, because all these things happen because you rake up an issue. Sometimes what happens is, like in the Afghanistan deserts, when they want to escape a terrorist in the desert, from the satellites, whatever are watching from the sky, US satellites, they rise up this entire dust and all. They make the jeeps make rounds. The dust rises. In the dust, this terrorist puts and lands up in a vehicle and runs away. That's how they do. That sort of covering up things might be always happening. We cannot deny anything in that. It takes time before the things become clearer.
And ma'am, I want last one word. See, on the conspiracy part, let me be very, very, very clear to you that Tirumala, Tirupati Devasthanam and Lord Venkateswara is an emotional connect for us. It is beyond the politics. It is beyond the getting back at Jagan. We don't care. For us, the person, Lord Venkateswara, is the more to us than anything. It is not just from our generation. It is from eons, from generation eons that this connect is there. So the last place anybody from Andhra would like to play politics is on Tirumala.
Nobody's denying
Honest speaking from the heart, the last place anybody will even dream of doing politics or trying to play the upper hand in Tirumala, we would be the last people, and we wouldn't have the guts to do it. We have love. We have love, and we also have fear for Balaji. We have love and fear, both.
Mr. Reddy, during the course of the program, not even once I have said that this issue should not be addressed. Never did
No,
I
no,
say-
ma'am. No, I'm not blaming you. It was the conspiracy theory that I just wanted to, make a correction on that.
One has to raise these theories. Being an independent
Yes,
journalist, you have to
yes,
raise
ma'am.
these
I
theories.
appreciate it.
You have to
And
ask these
nobody, ma'am, in all my debates, nobody has been as thorough as you. I really appreciate it. You have
Thank
been
you.
thorough on the subject, and I really appreciate it.
I'll just come for the last comment to Sriraj that there is another bit of where people are talking that Mr. Naidu is getting all the support from the center. Now, I'm talking about the political motives now. That is Chandrababu Naidu getting along with the Modi government to further this agenda that Hindu khatre mein hai. And this last comment from you, Sriraj.
Well, there is nothing. As Reddy Garu said, Tirupati and Lord Venkateswara are something has nothing to do with politics, and nobody will play politics on Tirupati Shrine Board. Now, our firm belief that all the temples should be removed from the clutches of the government. It should be run by the Hindu Samaj. Non-Hindu should not interfere in the Hindu affairs. This Tirumala temple, we have seen relatives of Jagan Mohan Reddy who were crypto-Christians, who were at the helm of affairs. Crypto-Christians destroyed Tirumala, and they tried to destroy, and all this is, at the behest of the conversion mafia, we believe. All the temples across the nation should be out of the clutch of the government and should be independently run by the Hindu Samaj. That's what we believe.
All right, now this is another angle to the entire story, but this Laddu controversy is thickening, and now the court case, the hearing will be on Wednesday, as Papa Rao was saying. So we'll have to wait and watch what happens. And of course, the investigation is required. Investigation needs to be done to get to the depth of the story. Who has adulterated the Tirupati laddus, and did it have fish oil, beef tard? And so it really needs to be investigated. Thank you so much, Sriraj Nair. Thank you so much, Papa Rao, for joining. And one appeal to the viewers who are watching this discussion: subscribe to our channel, send us a feedback, and stay tuned to the Federal.